One of the worst pieces of chrome to install on a classic vintage car is this drip rail chrome here. And what really makes it a bear is when you paid a couple $100s to have them repaired and polished. Now, I want to let everybody know that the chrome around the windows and your gutter rails and other places on the vehicle that you might be working on are not chrome plated. They're stainless steel. And what that means is that this is actually a polished piece of metal. It's not chrome plated. So when you get a small ding or dent in it, like you see right here on the upper piece of this rear windshield chrome, the rear glass chrome, the only way to repair that is you have to remove the chrome, and then here's another little dent right here. Alright, so what you do is you remove the chrome and then you take it to a specialist and they will finesse all the dents out and then they repolish it on a polishing wheel. So if Minnie can come over here and grab this and we'll get this unpacked. I believe the customer, did he even give us a price on this?
He said it was expensive.
He said it was very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah. And the older the cars get, the more expensive these things are to restore, believe it or not. So this happens to be one of these roof rail chromes. And I'm going to show you how to install it on the vehicle without messing it up. It's very simple, very easy, but very tedious and nerve-wracking at the same time.
Welcome to DIY Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
And if we look over here on this side of the car while Minnie's getting that open, you can see that I've already installed one of them on the car. And I'm just going to be honest with you, if you feel nervous and you're timid and shy and you think you're going to mess something up, it's best to let somebody else put this piece of chrome on, because you can really mess up and screw it up bad. Alright, so the way that I install these, I use a rubber mallet to start them out with, and then after that, once we get up around this first curve right here, you should be able to take your fingers and your thumbs and then roll it around. If you have any problem, you're going to go ahead and use your rubber mallet. Make sure the rubber mallet that you use is either a new rubber mallet that is very soft, nice soft rubber, or possibly an old rubber mallet like I got that is pretty worn out and soft. If Minnie can bring that over here, we're going to see what we can do. Now, I want to show you something on this particular piece of chrome. You can see how flimsy that thing is. If you look right here on the edge, it's got a lip that folds over. So that's the front lip of the car. You always want to start on the front and then work your way to the back. And a lot of cars don't have that lip, but it's always better to start on the front. And we're going to take that chrome, and you can see how flimsy that is, and I'm going to bend it. Do you see how I'm bending that? Alright, and what I'll do is I will hook the top part of it, or the inside of this drip rail, and I'm going to make sure that that bottom lip is flush mounted with the drip rail itself. And then as I'm holding it just like this, I'll go ahead and take my rubber mallet. Now where I'm going to hit it at is on this edge right here. I don't want to hit the face of that molding. I just want to hit this edge, and I want to tap it very easy just to get it started, just like that. And then once it starts, you should be able to take your finger and roll it around just like you see me doing. Now on the driver's side, we had a little bit of a problem, and I believe it was from paint buildup. That's another problem that you have putting these things back on, is when you paint your car and you put the epoxy primer on, then you put 2K primer on it, then you put your 3 coats of paint and your 3 coats of clear, the lip that this thing rides on isn't designed for that. From the factory, they actually only painted this car with possibly 1 coat of primer, and then it was sprayed with acrylic enamel or lacquer paint, and then they were done with it. So by adding all that paint, will actually make the job a little more harder and resistant to applying it and putting it onto the vehicle. Another thing that we want to watch here is if you went ahead and you put some seam sealer into your drip rail itself. A lot of guys, if you go to the extreme of having your car soda blasted or sandblasted, you'll reapply seam sealer right here where the roof skin meets the door jamb area, where it's spot welded, and then if that's built up too high, you definitely won't be getting this chrome on there. So that's a few tech tips of learning what's going on. So we get up here like this, and if Minnie could kind of like lift it up a little, where we could, there you go. And as you see back here, you can see where Minnie's lifting it out toward me so we can get this corner rolled on. And then once we get that corner started, there it goes right there. The rest of it should fall back in place where we can roll it over and get it on there. So before we go any further, I want to go ahead and show you this lip that we're talking about. You can see there's a lip right there where the chrome actually folds over and hooks to. And if we go down a little farther, you can see where the chrome has hooked onto it and is in place. So another thing is if Minnie can let go, you can see how it kind of flaps out. That's okay, because you're just doing a little bit at a time, and you want to go ahead and get that on there. And then when you get to this corner right here, this is what really is going to be a bear, is these corners. You can see how I just pushed that on there. It's looking pretty nice, huh? And then once you get this corner started, you got to be real careful around this corner. See how that's sticking out? So you want to be real careful, but you still want to be able to grab that lip, because there's a lip that you grab inside here, and then it pops on there. Once this corner pops on, then we should be able to take this piece and manipulate it to fit in here. So I'm going to barely hit it down right here, and then I'll roll it over just like this, and I think it's going. Am I correct?
Yep.
Okay. This is where we had a problem last time. All right, if you can hold that right there. Where's my rubber mallet I had? Okay. All right, let go 1 second. So we're going to hold that right there, and I'm going to take my rubber mallet, and I'm only going to hit it in this area here, see? Just enough to get that to roll over, and I can see just by looking at it, the reason it's not popping on there is because of the paint buildup. Okay, when you hear that sound, when you hear the tap, the little pop noise, that means that it's locked on there. So you just want to take that chrome. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have now, okay, this piece is still not on here. Hang on 1 second. There it goes, okay. Okay. You want to hold that down on there, and I'll hold this right here. Okay, there it goes. And then we're going to roll it over. And hopefully we'll get it on there without putting a dent in it. Okay, hold it.
But it's not on the back side.
It's not on. Okay, let go. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, it's on there.
Now let's see if you can hook the rest of it on. And then we'll get it on. Is it on there or no? Dang it. Okay. Very, very tedious. Let go a second. whole corner just popped off of there. Okay, hold it. Can't get it to go around. There's too much paint on this is what the problem is. Huh?
It's on there
Well, if you
now.
can hold it right there, maybe I can. I can't roll it around. Hang on. With your thumb. Okay, now. Can you push down like this? It's off. Dang. Let me see it. Look. Okay, there. Now hold it right there. All right, watch your finger. Is it on there?
Yeah. Mom did.
Okay. It. Let me start down here and I'll come up there. Let's see. Is it on there?
Push
Trying.
that way. That way. Just lax.
It's on there. We got this much up to put in. Hang on, don't move it. Okay. Right there. Let's see. You know what the problem is? This fucking lip right here is bent in. I won't come around. No, it's not. I can see it right here. Let me see. Hold this. This is not gonna go on there. I take this off. Shit. This piece of chrome's fucked up right here. This lip. Okay. Now hold it right there. Give me that. This lip right here is bent in too far. Yeah, go get me a little baby screwdriver. So you see the problems that you run into when you're installing this. Now, the reason he had these repolished and redone is because they were in very, very bad shape. And he wanted to buy some aftermarket ones, and I told him you should get these ones fixed because these are the factory ones and the aftermarket ones don't fit. So we're having a little bit of problem in this corner right here, and I can kind of basically see where the problem is. And if we can get that to actually pop over and roll, I think we can get this thing together. But this is the problem that arises. And if you look right there, you can see what we're talking about. So we got to get this area right here to roll around onto this lip. Right there. Twist it a little. There you go, right there. A little more, a little more. There. It's just this corner here, right here. Hold that. There it goes. Okay, now get this around here.
Fix those. Beautiful.
There.
This is the most stressful piece of chrome to put back on. Well, trim, excuse me. It's really not chrome. But
It's stressful.
take your time and be slow, be gentle.
The reason it's stressful, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it in, is because when the customer throws in, you wouldn't believe how expensive it was to get these fixed, oh my
I
God.
know, and then you dent them putting them on.
And then if you put
oh,
a small
shit.
ding or dent in them, oh my God.
Yeah, it's not good.
If you don't feel like you can put this chrome on and you're going to mess it up, the best thing to do is hire a professional to put it on for you. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete over at DIY Auto School, giving you tech tips of advice on how to install stuff and do stuff. This edge was rolled in. I don't know why it was like that, but it was. But we got it on there and everything looks great. So the question my friend Pete has of the day is, would you feel comfortable putting this piece of chrome on, or would you have to hire somebody to do it? We'll see you later. Take it easy. Put your comment below. Make sure you read the description. We got t-shirts for sale. We got some trucker hats for sale. We got this company that wants to sell some merchandise for me, so I said we'll go ahead and let them do it, see how it works out. So check the description below and click on those links, and it'll take you to t-shirts, some trucker hats is what they call them, and other stuff available that you can get from DIY Auto School /SWRNC. Take it easy.
Thanks for watching DIY Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.